Our country is so beautiful, so vast, and yet so mysterious. So many questions, especially I'd like to ask. And have you ever just walked through the deep woods in these mountains? Just walking around, just seeing the beauty, hearing nature. And come across stuff like this. Well, that's an odd looking tree. I've asked myself that many a time when I was younger. Well, these just ain't made by nature. This is made by man. And you wonder, why? So let's take a look at who made them, why they made them, and how they made them. Well, like I said, this North America, especially our country, it's just so vast. Still so much wilderness, so much woods and mountains. And this goes from anywhere from Mexico all the way into Canada. And it's no surprise that these trail marker trees were made by Indians. Now they come in here after the Ice Age and developed into the modern Indians. And here's their tribes all around the country. Now these people didn't just wander around this whole vast country aimlessly lost, just one place to another. They established trails, burial grounds, hunting grounds, warrior trails for battles between the tribes, and a lot of history has passed through here before any settlers ever touched this land. This is their country. These great people, they marked all these trails, all these locations, and this is how they marked them, with these trees. Now these marker trees were usually along significant marking points along the trail, like a crossing point across the river or waterway, or water sources of springs, watering holes, hunting grounds where they hunted these rich lands of all the game. Now way back it was full of buffalo and elk everywhere in this eastern seaboard. And they marked places between the villages, Indian towns, and how to get between them. And they really marked their ancestral burial grounds of their people. They really hold a significant source of mystery, spiritual. This is some of their burial grounds. And a lot of these old trails don't look like much, but this is their travel ways. They travel between these mountains and ridges and hollers. And even the early roads were made through the same passes and same places that their trails was. Now these Indian marker trees are in all shapes, all kinds of different formations. Now, what they stand for individually, it's lost in time. Only the Indian and their ancestors would know. And I hope it's passed on down. A lot of it is. Do you see the different shapes here? They stand for different things. Watering holes, or hunting grounds, or trail markers for warrior's path. We don't know what they stand for, but there's something of significance around the area that marks this trail for this area. Most of them are shaped like this. And how they're made when they're young, like samplings, you can see here in this drawing, they would bend them over with a vine or a strap, stake it to the ground in this shape. And they usually tie it back or break back the stem on the top of it so it would go straight up. And as time went on, maybe a year or so later, they would come back and retie it. Maybe not never come back to it. But the tree would develop this way, and it would grow for a long time. So this is basically how it's shaped. Now, how it's formed on the other shapes is basically the same thing, but different ties and different breakovers and stuff. But this is how it's formed. Now, all around North America, as the settlers moved into these remote places, into the wilderness, mountains, prairies, all around this country, they seen stuff like this. And they wondered themselves what it was. But a lot of them become friends with the Indians. They knowed what it was, and it was passed on down. But as time went on, a lot of them are just coming of age. They're just dying. Just dying off. They've reached their age of maturity and they're leaving. That history is going to be lost in time. I've even run up on some in the middle of nowhere in these old Tennessee woods. Right here, maybe this is 50, 60 years old. Not old enough for the days of the Indians, but somebody marked this tree this way. That's a mystery. And a lot of people that find these trees are trying to preserve them. But they'll live out their life too. Every tree has its age, and they die off. Now these great proud people of North America, they knowed all about this. And I'm hoping that most of it is passed down through generations. But their ancestors knowed every bit of it. They are proud people, and they knowed and loved this country. Now, this place in America and these vast wilderness areas are so beautiful, so vast, but still so many mysteries in time and history are lost forever. So, I hope you enjoyed this little bit of the history of our country and the outer reaches of it. So, I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.